All right, guys. Jared and myself here today. This was day 2 of the combine. Day 1 for us.
We're at the Senior Bowl.
Did I say combine?
Yeah.
All right.
We know you're a
start
big
over.
shot and you're at
We'll
the
start over.
combine last year, but
All right. We both got sunburns on our face. You can see like half of our face has a little bit of sunburn because we were sitting in the bleachers all day. We were watching players, and we're back at the hotel room now, and we thought we would at least give you a little bit of insight as to players we liked, players we didn't like, some things that were good, some things that were bad. Jared, what's one big takeaway from you from today's Senior Bowl?
first of all, I would say the only fantasy relevant quarterback that is there is Mac Jones, and he looked great today. You could tell that he knew where he was going with the football, and you got to understand that these guys are learning a new offense, a new system, and they're keeping it pretty basic, of course, but still, like, he snaps the ball, he's throwing the ball on time, he's hitting the right receiver that's open, and he's having fun out there. Like, he's out there pointing for first downs, he's laughing with the guys on the sideline. This is what you want to see. So Mac Jones definitely showed out well today, for sure. And I think he's the only quarterback I think we need to even talk about.
Yeah. Now, at the last minute, Kyle Trask didn't end up coming, so he would have been the other guy that would have been worthy talking about, but he wasn't even there. So we didn't get to see him. But, yeah, the rest of the guys, I think everyone else that's at the Senior Bowl, I think we're probably looking as day 3 prospects at this point. Guys can always improve their stock on their pro days and different things like that, but I would be shocked to see any of them go before day 3. One of the takeaways for me was the wide receiver class. So we got to see a lot of different names in this class. One of the biggest names was Kadarius Toney from Florida. Lots of hype around him, and it was easy to see why. Kid's really, really fast. Kid's really athletic, smooth, good route runner. But today at least, and I want to go back and I want to watch more tape, but today at least, lots of drops. Like even to the point where he was lined up in the backfield and dropped a pitch.
Yeah. And he was frustrated. You could tell. Like, it was, I don't know if it got in his head and it just continued on, but it's, those things you see out here on the field makes you, take a note down, and when you go back to watch the tape, just pay extra attention to that. Like, how are his hands? Because we know he's slippery. He's fast and agile, but if you can't catch the ball, you can't play receiver in the NFL.
For sure. The Clemson receivers look good. Watkins out of UAB. Any thoughts on any of those 3 guys?
I mean, Watkins looked great, and he looks the part out there too. He's physical. He's a bigger guy. His hands look phenomenal. I don't think I saw him drop a pass all day today. Tylan Wallace, I thought he looked good early on. He's a name everybody knows. People thought he might declare last year until he tore his ACL at the end of the year last year, so he came back and returned this year, and he came to the Senior Bowl, which I think was a good move for him.
Yeah.
He's a guy you say reminds me of a little bit of a poor man's Keenan Allen, right?
Yep, absolutely. He's going to be a really good possession receiver, really, really good hands. Not the most explosive athlete, but still seems to create separation anyway, just because he's such a technician. So
another receiver, Amari Rogers.
Yep, Amari Rogers, the Clemson guys looked great today.
He looked great today. Yeah, the Clemson guys in general. Powell, he tore up Ohio State, and I remember thinking, I'm like, who is this guy? Because there's he has no stats.
Yep. Could be a late round sleeper target.
Yeah.
Guy that seemingly works real hard. I've seen him improve over the course of this season and then into Senior Bowl time, and was definitely the hype that he was gaining definitely seemed to be justified so far. Mm-hmm. And he's another one that has more of a physical frame, because a lot of the receivers that we have here are smaller, more slight receivers. A lot of the bigger guys are not really names that are relevant for fantasy right now. So I think he's one of the only true guys that could be an X-type receiver that is draft relevant for fantasy football purposes. Last, let's touch on the running backs real quick, because there's not much to really talk about with the tight ends. We didn't get to see a ton of the running backs today. Obviously, the big name is Najee Harris. Only did a few individual drills, but he looks smooth, he looks the part, and he's massive.
He's massive. Dude, the legs on this guy, I swear, like, his hamstring muscles in the back of his leg just, like, pop out
when
he's walking around. Like, it's hard not to see. His calf muscles, I mean, gosh, this guy's huge. 6'2", 230 is what he weighed in at.
Yep.
He looks different than everyone out there. He looks like a professional pro football player. Khalil Herbert, I think.
Herbert looked really good today.
Yeah. He looked great. Pass protection drills. He looked bursty out there. He's got some size to him.
Yep, good hands.
Yeah, he made some nice catches.
Two other maybe under the radar guys, Larry Roundtree and then Elijah Mitchell.
Mitchell looked good.
Both look good.
He looked good catching the ball when he was running routes against one-on-ones versus linebackers today. And yeah, Larry Roundtree, you did some film study on him a little bit before we hit the field today.
And he was another one where it was funny, like comparing some of the guys' legs. Like you saw, like Trey Sermon, like his legs weren't that big. That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah.
But some guys you can tell like have really put in the work or just physically gifted. And Larry Roundtree was another one of those guys where you looked at his calf muscles, his thigh muscles, like he looks like he's built to take on a load.
And that's a guy no one's really talking about.
I would love to snatch him third round, fourth round.
I think he's a fifth-year senior from Missouri because he got injured a couple years ago. But definitely somebody that I want to go back to and watch the film on a little bit more. I think we have some film of him in the film room, right?
I believe we do, yeah.
Yeah, so check out the Dynasty Nerds film room. Anybody else we should touch on? Michael Carter was out there, but he didn't really pop to me.
No.
He's a small guy. We know that. I like his tape, though, so it doesn't really change my mind on him or anything.
But, yeah, you could tell, like, even though his weight wasn't too far off from Herbert, and he was an inch shorter, I guess, which is somewhat significant, but their builds were very different.
Yeah.
Like he has a much more satellite back type build than Herbert did.
He's definitely quick. Like you can see
for
that.
sure quick.
Yeah.
For sure.
But nothing really to talk about from today for him.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So we've had a great time down here, learning a lot, getting a chance to get to see things in person. Just makes such a big difference from even just getting to see it on tape. There's a lot of things that you can pick up, see in between plays and in between drills, some of the coaches, who they're talking to and who they're yelling at, who they're frustrated with. Like there's just a lot of little things you get to pick up on there that I think are really fun, but also really crucial to some of those tiebreaker decisions that you're going to make over the course of your draft. So stick with us, stick with Dynasty Nerds. We're going to get you all the coverage that you need, and hopefully we'll be back soon with some more videos just like this.
Yeah, we'll do another one tomorrow night.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.